You are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I want us to talk about a trending topic. This is the issue of what we all woke up to yesterday. They say that somebody died and she's queen of England. She passed away. So we need to analyze this situation and what it entails for people of color and especially people of African descent and what people are talking about this issue. I want us to dwell on this topic today due to the fact that I can say that the whole black race, the whole African continent have been impacted by the activities, the decisions, and the direct interference of this very person that just passed away. So, for the most time, it's negative. This is a person that is directly or a major part of the slave slavery and impoverishment of Africa. Not only the African continent, the Indian, Asia continent, she was very impactful. Also in the American continent, she was very, very impactful. The person is responsible for making a lot of people poor today in Africa. Uh, Under our regime, a lot of things happen. So this person is not somebody that a lot of Africans are fond of due to her activities. So the question is that should we celebrate now that she has passed away? Should we be happy or should we sympathize with her and with her people? Or should we also celebrate the legacy that she left behind? This is some of the fundamental questions that I want us to dwell on this live stream today. So you are free to join in, ship your own, to ask questions, talk about your own ideas, and let's see how it is. And now that she's no more with us, what is the way forward for Black people? This is some of the questions that we need to talk about. So I heard the news yesterday. When I heard the news, I didn't really felt anything because for me, this person have not been really forthcoming. Our influence upon my life is negative. As you know, Britain was the people that colonized Nigeria, the the Royal Niger Company. They actually bought Nigeria from there, and we have a lot of they introducing direct rule, and they're responsible for making the country what it is today due to the installation of Lord Lugard that it came within direct rule, and they create these puppet governments that is that have been siphoning the resources of Nigeria and other British colonies, and they have willfully make sure that the country and the continent is directly underdeveloped, so that they can continue to exploit, to reap, take things, resources from the continent. They have conveniently make sure that the country and the continent be in perpetual debt, that all the African nations are indebted to them, to IMF, to World Bank, to the Paris Club, to make sure that we never get on our feet. These have been their policies towards us. So we Africans, ever since we made contact with the Europeans, or rather the Europeans came to Africa, they have this mind or their original intention was to enslave Africans, to make sure that they get a lot of natural resources for free as much as possible. And the British Crown was directly responsible for this very thing. So they sent in mercenaries dressed up as missionaries to come to Africa. They came in with the Bible. They make sure that they destroy our native culture, our native African spirituality. They say that it is evil. We are worshiping demons. Only their God can save. We have to get rid of all our tradition, our names, everything African about us, and we have to speak only their language. We have to take their shadow. We have to become like them. That is the only way we can be called people. This is the policy that they have been pursuing, and this is the policy they are still currently pursuing, pushing in Africa. As a result of that, many Africans are disorientated, many Africans are suffering, many Africans are uh, under the spell of inferiority complex. So this person, the legacy that and the agenda is not a positive one for Africa. It's not a positive one. It was never one of freedom. It was never one of liberation. It was never one of enlightenment. It was a colonial policy of destruction of the black people, complete exploitation of the black people. This is what she stands for. This is what she represents. This is what she did. So I don't see anything good that this person did for Africa. So I don't know how to apologize or to send condolence message to this person. I don't know how to say it. I mean, this is I don't know how to say this kind of thing. For me, it's like somebody that have been in prison, then your jailer that put you in prison, put you in captivity, that have been torturing you, giving you hardship. Then you heard that that person that have been your jailer have passed away, have died. Are you going to be happy, or you are going to be thanking God that thank God this person have gone away? Motivational mommy, welcome. I'm very happy to see you on the live chat, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So the topic of is the passing away. Not that this queen have passed away. The queen is not our African queen. No. This queen is from another. This one is we say queen of death and destruction. This is not the queen of freedom. Uh-huh. So this one is a serious Game of Thrones. Mhm. So I don't know how to apologize. I've been seeing some African leaders, those puppets, they have been rushing condolence letters and messages up and down on the news like she was their mother. Some of them are all weeping, crying publicly for somebody they have not met, somebody that have this kind of legacy. So I was these leaders that are sending this message. There is like, are they sharing crocodile tears, or they are actually feeling sympathy? I don't know, but quite naturally, governments are supposed to send some condolence visit. Maybe they are just trying to do something to show faith. But the legacy of this person have a lot to question. Ever since even the event of slavery, black people have still been shouting for repatriation. Most of our wealth, our goods, they are in their reserves. A lot of gold from Africa. Even the crown that she's wearing on her head, the queen's diamond, is a diamond that was stolen from Africa, the biggest diamond in the world, stolen. She had like two or three crowns. One diamond was stolen from India, another one was stolen from Africa, and she probably wears this stolen item on her head. This person was a kleptomania. In real life, she was a kleptomania. She steals a lot. She just can't get her hands off other people's property, other people's gold. This is a real life kleptomania. No argument about that. So we are still struggling till today, asking for the wealth, some of the wealth that will not to be returned back to Africa so that we can have some money, so that people in Africa can have some good life. Most of our wealth that we're supposed to be enjoying today are taken by this person, have been taken by this family. That is what they are flexing in the UK, in the Buckingham Palace. These are wealth that were stolen from all over the world. They should return some of this money back, because every day people are suffering in Africa. We are asking for reparations, reparations, reparations. They are not even talking about that. What they are returning little by little is museum pieces, our artifacts, our deities, our carvings. Lots of them were taken. Remember the Benin expedition, how they came and invaded Benin in Nigeria, destroyed the palace and stripped the whole city, took every artifact, everything they can lay in their hands on, they took it back, even took people. They went all over Africa, taking, stealing our artifacts, stealing our resources. They were just ravishing the whole continent, ravishing anything they can carry. They took it. Anything they can carry. Today, you will see some white people insulting us that we are poor, that black people are poor, that black people are lazy. When what all their ancestors have was stolen from black people. You will see these white supremacists, these white racists, still insulting us till today. If we check history, we will find that the people that have really done harm to the African, to the black people, are mostly from Europe. And this British Empire that graduated from the Roman Empire, they are the sole people that were responsible for this impoverishment. Britain, Spain, the transatlantic slave trade, they are directly responsible. They are the ones that started this, that took people from Africa and sent them to America to be working in plantations. They are the ones that went to the Australian continent and killed all the black people there, killed the aborigines in Australia, called them savages and Tasmanian devils, wiped out the whole town, wiped out almost 90% of the population and took that place today, claiming it's their land. These are people that all what they have today is stolen, and yet they claim to have moral superiority over the people that they have been stealing from. They claim to have moral superiority. When you check their source of wealth, their source of wealth was gotten directly from slavery, directly from the sweats of our ancestors. Even till today, they are still reaping us. Today, you check the francophone countries, all the francophone countries in Africa, they are still paying development tax to France. All their central bank are in France. Without Africa, these people have nothing. They have no natural resources in Europe, but all the goods, all our goods are there. So these people, we have to keep talking about slavery. We have, because the injustice that they have done to us, they are still doing it tomorrow, and they don't intend to stop. It's still going to continue. That is why we need to uh, take it upon ourselves. With this generation that is still alive, we all know that in Africa, almost all the governments, they are all puppet governments. They are doing nothing to help the people of Africa. Rather, they are even thinking of ways to enslave us more. We have so many bad people in Africa. So when we're talking about this issue, not every black person is a good person. We have willing people that are facilitating this impoverishment, and also too, not all white people are bad people. So we should be very careful when we're talking about this, that it's not a white and black dichotomy thing. It is greed and evil we are talking about. People that represent evil, and their aim is to enslave and destroy this continent, destroy the world as much as possible. So not all black people are good people, and not all white people are bad people. We have also seen white people that are saying the truth. We see many white people coming out to talk about the truth. This is what is happening. This is what this person represents. There should be reparation payment. I've seen good white people coming to Africa to actually help Africans, to actually teach Africans, enlighten them, empower them. I've also seen white people that are actively degrading Africa, selling weapons and coming to steal natural resources. I also see black people, our black leaders, especially the Nigerian government, even the current one, the Buhari government, the pure terrorist government. These are black people that are killing their own citizens. So many evil things that we are seeing black people doing black on black crime. So it is not just a thing of it's white and black. It's just evil people. We need to separate the evil people from the good people. Okay. I have friends in UK. I have friends in Europe. I have good friends. I also have bad friends. Some of them will tell you the truth that this is what is going on. Some of them will try to behave in a certain way that they are doing the right thing. Those are the ones that have deadened their conscience in order to justify slavery, to justify colonization, to justify the evil things. They have to paint you as a black man as a criminal. They have to paint your ancestors as savages. They have to paint you in a bad life to justify the evil they are doing against you. I've seen this kind of people. Most times when you meet some of these white people, there's a reason why many white people are afraid of black people. And I will tell you today, the truth is that many of them know about this slavery thing. They have more knowledge of African history, of world history, more than Africans. And they teach them the true history. But in Africa, they don't teach the real history. If you go to African school, if you go to an African university, you probably don't know anything about pre-colonial African history. You probably don't know anything about Egypt. You probably don't know about the origin of Christianity. You will not know many things because it's not in our curriculum. How do I know this? Because I have traveled around Africa and I graduated from an African university. I know that they don't teach real history in Africa. What they only teach is colonial history that started that the white people come and they came to liberate us. They don't teach us who we were before colonization. So many Africans don't know their history. So you don't have to blame them for their ignorance because they were not taught. And we have elders that have sold us hearts to the devil. The elders, because of greed and evil, and the few peanuts and in positions that they have been given, they promise that they are not going to teach their children the real history. We have this kind of bad people too in Africa. So we have a lot of enemies, both inside and outside. We have a lot of enemies. That is why we that are conscious, we that are on this path, we have to take it upon ourselves as a side hobby to be teaching about history, about African spirituality, to be talking about this subject. This is part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel, and I've been talking about this because I know that no institution is going to do something like this in Nigeria. This kind of channel that I have, you're not going to find it in any government institution. It is we ourselves that have to be doing this for our own people, to be educating ourselves, spreading our knowledge about the truth about our history and spirituality, to empower our people, to wake up our people. So this is what we need to do to take up this challenge, to be educating our own people. But because our governments, they have apparently failed us. It is obvious. Our elders, leaders, a lot of them have apparently failed us. So we need to take this upon ourselves if we want change, if we want to anything to be improved. It's we that we take this initiative. This woman have come, the queen, she lived a very good life. She died at 96 years. She died of old age of natural causes. Upon all the evil that she did, she still lived a very, very good life. So you see, bad people can live good life. Nothing will happen to them. No cause, no swell, no spirits attacking them, no spell even got to her. She died of natural causes. Okay? These people that are talking about generational curse, especially these so-called Christians in Nigeria that are saying that Africans are suffering today because their parents were worshiping idols and demons. This is the format that they use to stop people from practicing African spirituality. That you should come to Christianity, that is because they are worshiping, that they are suffering from generational curses. These are Africans that are practicing African spirituality, venerating nature. Nothing bad they are doing. They did not go into anybody's country to steal anybody resources. They did not hurt anybody. They are simply living in harmony with nature. Yet, yet some people are saying that they are suffering from generational causes. This woman that actually went into other people's countries to steal their resources, steal their people, take things from them, how come she's not suffering from any generational cause? How come nothing bad is happening to her and she lived to a very ripe old age and she died peacefully? So we need to readdress these generational causes. What we mean by generational cause is that a generation got us into a mess, into a situation whereby we find ourselves today, and another generation can simply remove us from that situation. How can we remove ourselves from this kind of situation? Is by empowering ourselves with our true knowledge of our history and our spirituality. Is by empowering ourselves and creating movements, connecting with our roots, and then changing this false narrative that they have given to us. This false narrative of saying that we have nothing, we are amount to nothing. We change this, and we challenge these people. We challenge their theory. We challenge their own side of the story, and we expose the truth that they have been trying to hide. When they say Africans have a dark ages or dark history in Africa, what they are trying to talk about is that they don't want you to know the history of our greatness, the truth about our greatness, of what our people have done. They try as much as possible to keep quiet about Ethiopia. They never even mention anything about Sudan. If you tell people that there are over 250 pyramids in Sudan, many people are shocked. They don't know this. If you tell people that Sudan predated Egypt by even thousands of years, many people don't know this. If you tell them that the ancient Africans, Egyptians, they migrated from Ethiopia to Sudan, from there to ancient Egypt, they will not even know this kind of things. If you tell them how Arab came to Africa, they don't know this. Why the reason the whole of North Africa is white and being occupied by Arabs? How did these Arabs get here? They are not original to Africans. How did they get into Africa? Many people don't know this. If you talk about Berlin Conference, people don't know this. You talk about Spain, 711 AD, 325 AD. You call very important dates in history. Many people don't know this. They will just start African history from transatlantic slave trade because many things they are hiding it. Based on this, their British educational system, their British curriculum that wiped out history, African history from the curriculum. And most times they will say they come for debt forgiveness. They will tell you that we're going to forgive you this money, this on this condition that they'll tell the country that you make sure you don't teach your people history, so that your people will not wake up. They will keep on sleeping, and most of our leaders they are going to agree to this kind of policy. That they will come back in the public and say that they have got some concessions. How did they get these concessions? They're not going to tell you that they are sacrificing your future. They are brainwashing you. They are putting you in ignorance. So many evil things. This family was directly responsible for. So I don't feel any sympathy for this person. I don't know how to feel sympathy for this person. And I don't also want to be happy because the problem is still there. Already she has been replaced by another person that is like her. Even if 10 queens die today, 10 queens will replace them tomorrow. It is a system that they have built. The system will always be in place. So it doesn't matter if she dies or not. Nothing has changed and nothing will change. Only thing that will change is we. If we change ourselves, our reality will change. So we don't need to celebrate that she's dead. Our living was a pain to us. Our death will still be a pain to us. So nothing will change with our death. The system will still be in place. The system of neocolonialism will still be there. Miseducating people and racism, it is very much entrenched. What we only change is that we need to change. We need to start doing for ourselves. We need to start actively educating our people about the truth of our history, the truth about our spirituality. We need to be talking about it, and we need to be concentrating on how to improve ourselves, how to invest or go into information technology, how to advance ourselves, how to go into the science of our spirituality and use it to empower ourselves. Because right now the continent is it's like we are kind of leaning on the handouts from these people due to the situation they have put us and due to the kind of government that we have in the continent. We can't really do anything much. So we need to think about changing our governments. When we change the governments, vote for the right people, put the right people in the right places, then we can start actively building our life from the scratch, building our continent from the scratch, trying to gather the pieces of what they have left for us and use those pieces to build something presentable for ourselves, like turning base metal into superior metal, like alchemy. We need to start this internal alchemy within us to improve our continent and our lives, because it is obvious that these people that have been enslaving you, somebody that is benefiting from your pain, from your sadness, from your impoverishment, we never do anything to take you out of that situation. You see these people coming to Africa that they're sending aid programs, sending food, sending this to some African countries. When you discover what they are sending there, they are even poisoning the people. Recently, they said they sent some grains from Ukraine to some people in East Africa. These are grains that we have been in the silos in Ukraine since the Russian war started. Those grains are probably gone bad. The same grains they try to send to somebody in Lebanon, the buyer in Lebanon refused the grains, saying the time has passed. Grains that have been on silos for more than 5 months, they have already gone bad. They send them to Africa, and the people there will receive them because they have not been eating, they have been dying. They will eat the bad grains. They don't have any choice. This kind of life, we need to start changing things. We need to invest in agriculture. We need to start picking the pieces of our life back. So it is obvious that we are chatting for reparations. We may never get the reparations from this slavery. Our goods and our things that they are stealing is still going to be with them. They are not going to give you back. I don't know how many countries they are going to pay to Jamaica, they are going to pay to Nigeria, they are going to pay to Ghana. If you think of all the countries these people have colonized, if they begin to pay reparations, I don't think they will have anything because they don't have any natural resources. So I don't think these people will pay anybody. But nevertheless, we still need to keep telling them, but we should not put mind on the reparations. Even if they pay to some countries, we have criminal governments that are embezzling our money. I don't know if we're gonna see those money. So we should not put mind that one day we are going to get any reparations from Britain. I don't think it will happen. But we still need to keep talking about it. So what will happen is that we should try to do by ourselves, manage our resources and try to utilize it to see how to improve ourselves, our economy, and our governments that are in Africa. We need to find a way to change most of them. We have lots of dictators in Africa, people that have been there for years. They are not actually making any impact. They won't allow young people to come into the governments. So we need to think about that. So the Queen's passing, I'm totally indifferent about it. Nothing has changed, and nothing will change. It's just a legacy that still remains, that she was responsible for lots of hardship, lot of destruction, lot of pain, lot of bloodshed, and lot of stealing. We have never seen a queen in history that stole as much as this lady. She was a very big thief. She stole so much. She was a kleptomania. I would say she's the kleptomania queen, the queen of kleptomancy, or the queen of kleptom. I don't know, but she has to be queen for something. She stole so much. and stole so much from us. We don't know if we're going to get it back. So this is the only thing I have to say on this very subject. I don't know anything much. I don't know what else to say about it. But this happened, and it's a topic. This is my view on this very situation. So everybody have right to their own opinion and expressions concerning how they see life. So this is it today, and I'm very happy that you guys are able to join me on this live chat. And we need to still try to keep on doing what we are doing, find ways to empower our people to escape this yoke that they have put in upon us, and try to see how we can improve our life and uh, move forward in life. So I'm very glad that a lot of people are now taking interest in African spirituality and history. For those people that would like to take it further, you try to register on my website. I have this website, www.kindoki.net, where I teach African spirituality. That is the only spiritual system that is natural to the African people that can actually empower us. One thing that so many white people are afraid of African spirituality is because they don't know the beginning of African spirituality. They don't know it. If you mention all of that religion, Christianity, Islam, they created those stuff. They know the beginning and the ending. You mention Buddhism, Hinduism, they know the beginning and the ending. But when you talk about African spirituality, this is the oldest spirituality, the mother of all spirituality. They don't know the beginning and they cannot be able to control it. So many of them are afraid of it because this is something that they don't know the source. And that is our own spirituality. So it's the only thing that can liberate us. When you are practicing a spiritual system, you need to practice a system that will give you full power and control and full liberation. Only African spirituality can do that. African spirituality will empower you, we give you freedom, and we give you to introduce you to deep sciences. From African spirituality, you learn the roots, the source of all sciences. You learn about the atom, the atomic structure, about plasma physics, quantum physics, nuclear physics, everything. You learn it inside African spirituality. I didn't do physics in school, but I was able to write a book on quantum physics. How did I do that? I got it from my own history. By studying African history, you know so many things. You become so empowered. History is the most powerful subject in all the curriculum. And they know this thing. In Europe, History 101, 102 is a compulsory subject. If you don't pass them, you don't graduate from university. But how come it is not a compulsory subject in Africa? So history is power. Knowing yourself, know where you come from, know thyself, and thou shalt know the gods. So you need to know this subject and you need to know it very well so that you can be able to teach other people, to teach the next generation, to give them this empowerment so they will not be looking themselves as inferior to white people, so that they will not become a caricature to white people. They will not become what we call Negropins, black in skin, European inside. So you need to learn this stuff. That's why I always emphasize people coming to African spirituality. The first book I will give you is history books. So that when you read your history books, you know the truth about your ancestors' story. You don't look upon your ancestors as demons anymore. You know the truth. So when you're communicating from a place of knowledge and a place of power. And when you are doing things, your spells work faster. You're doing things very, very well. So this is a source of strength for you, source of strength for the African people. So this is what we should be focusing on. So by we getting in touch with our spirituality, we are actually creating this change in the outside world, actually bringing things to bear, things that people cannot understand, bringing a force into this world that people cannot be able to comprehend. When these foreign people see you, they see this fire, this light inside you. That is something that they will never, never have, something they will never, never understand. And that is why they want to take that away from you, because that is your source of strength, because they can never, and they don't want to walk in your step. They don't want to follow you. They don't want to be in your shadow. So they have to destroy you so that they can be the one that you will look up to. So this is what we need to gain back. This is what we need to rekindle back into our life by empowering ourselves with our knowledge and our spirituality. The sky is the limit. When you have this knowledge, you know your enemies and your friends. When you see good people, you know them. When you see bad people, you know them. When you have knowledge of your history, nobody can fool you, nobody can deceive you, nobody can tell you something that is not true. You can easily spot the difference and you recall them to order. So history is power. Knowledge of self is very, very important. It cannot be overemphasized. So with knowledge of self, when you see a thief, you know that this person is a thief. When you see a evil person that have nothing good for you, a wolf in sheep clothing, no matter how the wolf is dressed up, you will know that this is a wolf. Our people say that if goat wears a coat, it's still a goat. If a goat drive a Benz, it's still a goat driving a Benz. So when you see your enemies, you know them instantly. But if you don't have this knowledge, you see your enemy, you will think they are your friends. You'll be eating with them, sleeping with them, but they are actively attacking you and destroying you. That's why this knowledge is important. When this knowledge is important, you will not call Jesus Christ your savior. Jesus Christ is your killer. Muhammad is your tormentor. You will not be praying to those people when you know the truth that of how they came to Africa. You will not be calling your enemies your gods. This is what is killing Africa people because they don't know who they are. They don't know the truth about who they are. So this is one of the reason why we need to be teaching our people the truth. We should not just relax. We need to, most of our people, they are in coma. They are not asleep. If somebody is sleeping, it's a good thing. You can easily tap them and you wake them up. But if somebody is in a coma, there's no tapping. You just have to sit near them and be dressing them, changing them, putting them on life support. Most Africans, they are in a deep state of coma. They are not asleep. So what we can do for them is still to have this extra patience. We have to be persevering because they are in deep coma. We have to be very, very careful, taking care of them, washing them until they will wake up. So that is what we are trying to do here. So part of the thing we talk about in this channel is still on the waking up and emancipation of African people. Is the pain that why some people are planning to go to space. We are still talking about these subjects, trying to wake people up while other people are gone so far in technological advancement, but nevertheless, we will still catch up. That is what we can catch up in a day or two. But we still need to be teaching this message. This message is very, very important. This is what we need to be doing. All of us that are on this path, once you know this, you make sure that you teach it to young people, especially not young people. We have a responsibility to wake our people up, empower them, and put them in the right path. That is why one of the main reasons this channel was open to expose the knowledge of African history, African spirituality. A lot of people can get this knowledge and use it and start empowering themselves and freeing themselves from the shackles of mental slavery and this uh, colonization we are still in. So this is the reason for all this. So I hope that you also see reason for me too, and try to do your part. So for those people that have been supporting me, I thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful for making this message go far and for bringing this truth about our history and spirituality to as much people as possible. I thank you very much, and I hope that the ancestors will continue to give you the strength to share this message and to bring our people out from the problem that they are in. So I think this should be enough for today. I need to start my day. Thank you for joining the live chat. Questions and comments are welcome as usual. Please like and share this video. Share the channel. People can subscribe and they can get things to empower them and we can grow together. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Take care and bye. Peace.